Ball first and 10 at the 12-yard line of the Seahawks. Sean goes right, has a cutback lane, and he does. He's across the 20, the 25, 30, 35, 40. Here he goes. Are they going to catch him? 40, 35, 30. Touchdown, Seahawks! 12, they're bringing the trophy home. Your Seahawks, Super Bowl 48 champions. Holy catfish! Baldwin's going to throw back to Russell. He's got it! Touchdown! Seahawks! Are you kidding me?
Let's Hawk It Out with your hosts Kevin Porter and Rich Harris.
And we are back with a brand new episode of Let's Hawk It Out, straight from the land of fame and fortune, Los Angeles, California. Well, take it back. We're not in California, but your Seattle Seahawks sure did go down to LA today and picked up the win 27-23. Your Seattle Seahawks are 7-5. I'm Kevin Porter, but as always, I am joined with Rich Harris. What's up, buddy?
All right. I'm doing great, Kevin. And that's right. Go down to LA. And man, it was kind of a struggle there at first. I was really excited about the fact that they're all beat up. You know, you don't have your Aaron Donald. You don't have your Cooper Kupp. And, you know, the quarterback.
Matt Stafford wasn't playing.
Yeah. So, I mean, just for example, I play in a little pick'em league. I put my points on the Seahawks for the most points in the league. I'm like, okay, come on. They're down. They're beat up with most of their main guys. We should go in there and just whoop their ass. So it was a good game. It was a bit of a struggle, and I guess we got a lot of subject matter.
Yeah, we always go down to LA, dude. And the Rams always play us tough, dude. And like you said, going into this game, I mean, you saw the players that were on the injury list that weren't going to be playing today. And again, that first drive from the Rams, dude. I mean, I was just like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? Like, this really, we're just gonna, because they made an announcement like right off the top that this was the 12th starting line, like 12th formation of an offensive line for the LA Rams, and I guess which is like the most within the NFL ever, or since like the 1970s or something, they said. But like, just for the fact that, like, I mean, it got better as we go, and we'll get there. But it's just like from the very get-go, it was just like, oh, same old shit, dude. Same old shit. Swiss cheese was showing up again, dude.
Yeah, I was reading your mind. I mean, you can have a mixed-up offensive line on the other team, and they're still running the ball on us. So yeah, that's what I started to get this. I was like, oh, here we go, and I didn't want to feel that way.
I didn't want to feel that way either.
I did not want to feel that way. I'm like, that's the only way they're going to get us. They don't have the quarterback. They don't have the star receiver. Oh, wait, our run game has kind of sucked lately. Fuck. You know, and then all of a sudden, you know, they tightened it up. I seen Big Al Woods just pancake those guys a couple of times when he tackled the running back. And even the announcers, did you notice that? The announcers, I mean, they all call him Big Al Woods as well. So that big just goes right along with his name. I love it.
Yeah, dude, Al Woods, he definitely tore it up today, man. I mean, he had holding up the stats right here. I mean, they say that he went 2 for 2, which is a TOT and the solo, so I think those are just a total. Okay, so he had 2 solo tackles. That's what it was. And then 1 sack. No, I'm sorry, not 1 sack. He had 1. What's a TFL? Tackle for loss.
Tackle for loss. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, that's what's up, dude. Yeah, no, he was ripping it up then today. You got 2 good plays off that. Yeah, I know, dude. Right from the get-go, man. I mean, you know, we just, you know, I'm a little worried moving forward here in the season. I mean, we're on that home stretch or whatnot, but I mean, we really need to get our run defense up to speed, dude, because these guys are just letting their, you know, we come into today. I mean, who's it? Let me pull it up here. Who was the running back? They had so many people that ran it today. It looks like, was it Brandon Powell?
Yeah, no, I took notes on him. That was, I think, on the
Cam
other
Akers?
team. It's for us or them?
For them. Oh, Cam Akers was their featured back today.
That's their main guy, yeah.
Well, he didn't do that good, I guess. He went 17 carries, 60 yards, 3.5 yards on average. He got 2 touchdowns, with his longest run was 13. So I guess we didn't do as bad, but those little screen passes out there we're doing, dude. It was like, you know, right from the get-go. That was what they keep pulling on us. And again, I guess by the end of it, you know, we rallied, and our defense really did step it up by the end of the game. But damn, dude, yeah, it was a little scary there at the beginning there.
Well, like you said, we didn't do as bad, but we're still doing bad on that running game. that run defense, and we need to step that up. We really do, and we really need a defensive threat. I think you and I were joking about getting that guy from the Raiders that whooped on us last week.
Oh yeah, for
Max
sure.
Crosby guy. You know, we need that difference maker on the rush first and foremost. We need to get the pressure on the quarterback. That disrupts everything, the pass game and the run game, because it disrupts the cadence, right? The timing. And it just, last week I wanted to mention kind of as well, and nothing against Bruce Irvin. I love Bruce Irvin. I love that they brought him back. But when you have to bring back an older guy, and that older guy is starting on the end, right? It just shows that we lack the depth that we need on that defensive rush. And it's nothing against Bruce. Bruce gets it done. It's actually a compliment to him that they'll actually bring him back at his age to get it done, because we really don't have anybody else that's sticking out. Now, Darrell Taylor today, he did have he shined a little bit, right? We were talking shit about him. Maybe we should keep talking shit and get some of that negative energy out there, and maybe he'll answer that.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
he had a nice sack, and it was on that last Rams attempt to try to come back, and that was again, just squashing that momentum that they were trying to do. So our defense is there. I love our corners. I love our defenders, the defensive backs. But we do need to fix that pass rush and that line overall, because that's where it's at. And on a side note, really quick, I think would probably be, if there's not that guy that John Snyder wants for a quarterback, we probably already talked about this, on the pick that we get, then they'll probably get a defender guy like that we need, just a difference maker.
Just mess him up, dude.
We need somebody that can get after the quarterback. We do.
Caught some chaos in the backfield, dude, for sure.
Yep. Somebody to grow with the team like the rest of everybody else that's already starting to solidify these positions.
Oh, yeah, I think like, just looking at the numbers here, I mean, we came off with 4 sacks today, which is pretty good considering I think last week when we played Las Vegas, like we weren't getting to Derek Carr that much last week. I know that. But then you look over on the defensive side for the Los Angeles Rams there. I mean, they also got 4 sacks as well. So I mean, they hit Geno Smith 8 times. Then we got their quarterback 9 times today off the QB hits there. But John Wolford, man, that guy. Oh man, dude, I thought he was out there for a second, dude. I thought we took him out there. But he managed to get through the game along also with our running backs. I mean, geez, like might as well start talking about that a little bit. You saw Ken Walker go down, then DJ Dallas barely hung on for the whole game. But Tony Jones coming in though, man. I mean, we haven't really called his name at all this year. I don't even think has he been on our team for that long?
No, not even. I think they brought him in this week or something, and I felt bad for him. Because, he didn't have time to prepare, study the playbook. I don't even think it was a practice squad. I think it was an acquisition of some sort. I missed it. I didn't see it, but we are struggling to put depth. But, I felt bad for him because, especially when that guy blindsided him and, he got that flagrant foul for hitting him I thought it was a helmet to helmet as well. So I thought they were sitting there looking at it for a minute, and I thought they were going to maybe eject him, and they will do that if it's really flagrant. But the only thing is the helmet to helmet was on the side. So he didn't lead with his helmet. It was just helmet contact, but he did hit a defenseless receiver, and that was BS. I didn't know. I was like, Jones. Okay, Jones, what is his first name? I was just trying to catch up with this guy, and all of a sudden, whack. I was like, oh, come on, don't take. They know that the defenders know who's new and everything, right? Just they're going to always focus on somebody, but don't play cheap. Don't play dirty. I thought that was a little cheap and dirty.
I kind of thought after that hit, dude, that I didn't know if Tony Jones was going to come back
I
in
didn't
after
either.
that.
Did you see how he couldn't blink his eye. His eye was closed, his one eye, like he had just ate a lemon. It was like, he was like sour eye. He got rocked. He was walking off the sideline. He did, and I think his pain on one side of his head was so bad that he couldn't even open his eye quite yet. And then he finally started blinking his eye. I said, "Did you see that?" My wife was going, "They're going to put him in that blue tent."
Yeah.
So, but then he came back, and he actually had some good runs. Remember in that one series, speaking of Tony Jones, coming down, holding down the third stringer or whatever, right? Straight off the street.
Yep.
He helped us with like 3 or 4 straight first down conversions that he got. And I thought, okay, we'll bring it out. Get your confidence going, dude. Get your confidence going and get your grit going. Get yours. Bouncing back from that injury that he got, whatever it was, It didn't look good in his face. So I was good to see him come back and smile after he helped us out a little bit and saw what his potential was. So, yeah.
Exactly. Well, I mean, on the ground, I mean, he only got 14 yards. He was averaging only 2 yards an attempt out of the 7 that he went. His longest one was only 7 yards, but, like you said, he did contribute in the passing game. He had 2 receptions for a total of 18 yards. So his longest was a 9 yard, but I think that got us a first down though. I think that really did help us along I want to say it was in the third quarter or something. I remember.
Yeah, that whole series, he had a bunch of first down conversions that he was responsible for. Right. So, he brought it, and So
I was happy. Yeah, I was just happy to see. I don't know, because we talked about this at the very beginning of the season. It's in years past, it feels like it's a real struggle for us to keep our running backs healthy. And especially, getting towards the end of the season there, usually it would always, shit always hits the fan, it always feels like, right? Mm-hmm. And, today, seeing Ken Walker go down, which, again, I mean, our run game has just been very stifled the last, 2-3 games now at this point. It's just he's not doing what we're not doing what we were doing there for that 4-game, winning stretch that we had, prior to the Germany game. And, I don't know, man. I mean, are you optimistic moving forward at this point here with our run game? I mean, what are your thoughts on this one?
I still am. We got to keep in mind we still have Travis Homer. Travis Homer, when he gets out there, he's got a lot of grit. He's got a lot to prove as well. But no, I mean, and look at DJ and I think Kenneth as well. His injury is hopefully short-lived. I think it was just an agitation of sorts where they just had to play it safe and keep him off. It was an ankle thing or something. You seen he went off the field, and he's a plant guy. He's a guy that plants and sets. And we talk about that lateral movement he does. But I think this time it backfired when he was trying to go towards the sidelines. He tried to stop his speed, maybe to prevent him from going farther out into the other area where the press are and stuff. I don't know what he was already out by that time, but you could see that his ankle took all of the weight of his body. Yeah. So hopefully it's short-lived. Hopefully it's minor. DJ Dallas, they wanted to keep him off. You could tell they wanted to sit him. But when we were down to nobody else at the moment, they brought him back out there, and that was when the Tony Jones we were talking about got hurt, huh? That's right. And they had to bring DJ. I was like, why don't you bring out what's the fullback's name? Nick Ballore, man. Bring him out, or put Noah Fant or somebody back there. I think Noah Fant would be a good.
It's interesting. Yes.
Serious. He's that guy's. He's like, every time I see him running, I get him confused with DK a little bit. He's just built like that. Same. It's nothing. Dude. Yeah, it's nothing to do with the face mask. They're both shielded. That helps, I guess. But they're both just the same type of structure. Big guys, anyway, yeah, we could have put somebody else back there. But DJ I think his is going to be short-lived as well. Maybe we'll get Travis back. And I don't know, Penny's out for the year, right? So I think so. And we got Jones now. Jones is in the mix, and he's got a little taste of the regular season. So there we go.
Well, I should mention the 30-yard run that Ken Walker did get prior to the injury. So that was positive, a very positive play, obviously. I don't know, man. I just it's you're biting your nails every single week now. It feels like with these Seahawks. Every single week, man, it's a nail biter. Which
I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like competitiveness. I like seeing it come down to the wire.
We're in it.
Yeah. But it's just it is a bit disappointing though going on that 2-game losing streak. I mean, that really kind of took a hit on us in terms of being first within the NFC West. I mean, I think I didn't check the score, but I think San Francisco, did they beat Miami today?
Oh, they did, and that's another thing I was doing when I was telling you how I was prepping for today. I listened to the games after our game was over. The first one I went to was San Francisco, and I heard the announcer say they just went up 2 scores. And that's always usually at least 10 points, at least 14, at least 11 points, right? Because you have to have at least a touchdown and more than a field goal. Yep. So and then after that, 49ers intercepted it and ran it back, I believe, for a pick six, or I think it was a pick six. So they just bumped it up to 30 something to, it was close otherwise. And I picked Miami on that one. Speaking of my pick'em leagues, I thought Miami's tough. They're up and coming.
They've been playing tough all year, man.
Oh yeah, they're up and coming, and a lot of people can go into San Francisco and whoop their ass at home. We've done it a lot of times, so they don't really have the home field advantage. San Francisco, I don't think. And then they were down Garoppolo as well once that happened. And I guess, speaking of that, Jimmy G's out for the year.
Is he out?
That's what I heard at the last minute. That's what I heard at the last minute. That Jimmy G's out for the year. So, and that's one of the things we're going to lead into is that we're still right there on the heels of the 49ers. We're in the wild card right now. We're back in the wild card.
Right.
But we're right on the heels of the 49ers. And if Jimmy G's out, they're at their third string guy. I don't even know what his name is. And, they got a good supporting cast, but the quarterback matters. So that could be our edge, and we just need to keep winning. And the Rams was obviously a good game to win because it's a division win. And we're right there still on the hills. If we would have lost and let the 49ers win, we're just taking another step back, and we need to stay right there with them and then wait till they falter. And then that's when we need to have a positive move forward where we're going to hop over them right there. And I want to get into the playoffs with the division win. I think we both do. But we'll get in either way. But let's get in there with that division win. I think we can still do it.
Well, to answer your question, the third string quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers is Brock Purdy. So, hopefully moving forward there, man, hopefully we can get neck and neck with the 49ers. Like you said, I think the division is something very important that we have to play towards, especially in these last 5 weeks. It's just to me, it's a win out situation. I really feel like we can't lose any of these games, especially with the 49ers. I mean, unless they just tank, moving forward with Brock Purdy, I really feel that, we're in a must win situation in order to take the division.
We have a lot of advantages. Yeah. No, I didn't mean to break your train of thought. I'm sorry, but
no, you're fine. I was done.
I'm just saying we have a lot of things going our way right now, because look at our next 5 games. Next 2 are at home. We got 1 away, and where's that away game? That's our toughest one. Kansas City. Mm-hmm. But we got Carolina and then Frisco at home. We go to Kansas City. That's going to be a tough one. And then we come back. It's going to be a
Thursday night game too. That San Francisco has primetime on Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. And we're going to come back. But anyway, the next 4 out of 5 games we have at home, and we definitely always and still have a home field advantage because of who? Us 12 men.
It's the 12s, baby. It's the 12s.
It makes a big difference.
I mean, 3 of those teams, you got the Jets, you got Kansas City, and you got San Francisco, all with winning records. So then the outliers are that Panthers game, which I didn't really see any of the scores today, so I don't know if they won today or not. But it seems like they come in and they're competing every single week. It seems like, I don't know exactly what their record is.
You can't sleep on anybody. You can never sleep on anybody. So, but we should take that game at home next week. We should definitely take down the Panthers. I believe it's Panthers next week, and then it's 49ers.
It's the 49ers,
that.
Yep. And then
we go to Kansas City, which will be a really tough one.
We finish off at home.
Kevin, we have 5 games left. I think we should have won at least 3 of those.
I'm hoping, man. I'm really hoping that we're able to, again, just rip off 5 wins, finish strong, dude, take the division, and I don't want to see San Francisco take the division, Rich. I'm just going to be completely honest. I'm not a fan of the San Francisco 49ers. Haven't been ever, never will be, and it's always disappointing to see. It always seems like it's our. Obviously LA's bet was up there for the last couple seasons, but historically, at least recent history, I should say, it always comes down to San Francisco and Seattle, and yeah, man, I'm pumped up though for these next 5 games for sure.
I think the writing's on the wall for us to leapfrog them, and because of our momentum, our potential, and they're starting to look like the Rams now with how beat up they are. Now I don't know as far as the quarterback, you're never going to get Trey Lance back. He's out for the season.
Yep.
And if it's indeed true, I don't think you and I have verified that yet, but I heard on a sportscaster before we started this, said Jimmy, a little thing came across the screen. There's only one Jimmy G, and it said Jimmy G out for season. He did get carted off today, so they got to stick with their third string quarterback, it's too late to bring in somebody else that's going to be able to have that cohesion and stuff we talk about and that chemistry. So come on, if there's anything that shows that it's our way to just leapfrog them and get over and get into that first, it is. It's right there. It's written. Let's do it.
Well, we gotta build that some positivity off this podcast. Give it to the Seahawks. Let them know what's up. You guys got to take it and run with it. Take the ball and go. Finish over the goal line, man.
Hey, we think like any of us solid fans that pay attention as in depth. There's a lot of fans that have their different levels of how they pay attention to the game. I would imagine that any fan that comes and listens to a podcast like ours, which is just a project we put together, right? You and I would sit around and have a couple beers or whatever and talk about the Seahawks just the same as we're doing right now. Why not share that with other people? So, if you're going to come and look for this kind of stuff, we know you're a hardcore fan. Either way, any fan, Seahawks fan, is a good fan. But the ones that take the time to do what we do and share it with others, you know how hardcore we are. We're in it. We always talk about thick and thin, but come on, right now, we're looking pretty good. And I think
you stole the word right out of my mouth. Hardcore, dude. Hardcore fans.
Yeah. And it takes hardcore fans to keep a good hardcore team, a good solid team. We could go on and on. We've talked so many times about some of these fan bases. You look in the stands and you see them, and they don't have very many because they're losing. People stop buying tickets. It's like, come on. Our stadium stays packed, even if we're. I don't even want to say that word right now because I don't want to say positive vibes, but at the end of the day, our fans are solid.
Right. No
matter if you're as fanatic as we are, or if you're just somebody that likes to go to a game here and there without a jersey.
Yeah, Seattle always packs it out, dude. Every single week, dude. No matter what, man. It's those seats are always filled, dude. It's always a sellout at Lumen Field, dude.
For sure.
Dude. Like you said, the fans, though, the 12s, like anybody, like that's the one, like I don't know, I love about sports is that no matter what, like again, not going to any stuff like that, but it doesn't matter about politics, religion, anything like that. It doesn't matter where you come from, dude. Oh, if you're a Seahawks fan, we can talk, we can hang out and talk. It's like sports is such a unifying thing, dude. And definitely the Seahawks have just been overall, man. All throughout all the years, man. I mean, at least that I've been watching, and I've been a fan, dude. Everybody's. Man, how those Seahawks doing? I don't know. I always get mad when I always hear the sea chickens or whatever. And when I hear that from those people, I'm like, you're not a real fan. You're not a real fan. You're straight up dissing the Seahawks.
If you ever hear somebody
get the hell out of here.
I've had people that claim to be a Seahawks fan or whatever, and they say, if our sea chickens win this week, right?
I hate that.
I want to punch them in the face. I'm like, you're not really a Seahawk fan because that's a term that other people call us. Like, you think a 49ers fan's going to say, I hope our 49ers win this week? Fucking 49ers fans would bum rush that guy and be like, you're no longer a 49er fan. They jump him out of the gang right then and there.
It's like, get your ass to Oakland, buddy.
Just jump him out. You jump him into a gang, you jump him out of the gang.
Yeah, you're from that area too, man. You would know, right?
Swear to fans are different down there. I'm not knocking it either. I used to be one, but I'm, at a younger age, so I'm probably not as aggressive, but and much respect. But fans are different down there. They're different the way they treat each other. And,
I like fandom though, dude. I like being a fan. It's just being a fan of whatever team it is, especially home teams.
As long as the fans don't become rivals to where it's violent or anything. That's
it's a healthy fun. Just
it should always be
talking,
just that. It should always be just that. Just the way the players have to keep it real on the field with referees and stuff. We don't have any, right? But there should be some class involved. There should be some sort of respect. Even though respect's always earned, it's got to be a mutual respect off the bat. And anytime I'm at a game, you've been to the games, our fans are never dicks to the other fans, dude. Yeah. Unless they're dicks to us, like the Raiders game when they were like talking shit after overtime, a neck and neck game, right? And my cousin's out there, and he was like, I don't think we talked about it last week, but
I don't think we did.
They were like, talking shit on the way out, however they were doing it. And then one of our guys, rather than doing Seahawks or whatever, he was like 4-7. And then the rest of the ramp was 4-7, 4-7, 4-7, 4. And then the Raiders fans were just like, all right, you got us.
They just shut the hell up. It's like, we're going to fly back to Las Vegas.
It was a good, clean chant and a reminder of where they're really at. They're not a playoff team, and they squeaked out a win in overtime. They should have just been shaking hands with our fans and go, that's a good, great fucking game, right? You know, on the way out, just that type of conversation, because I'm sure that's the type of conversation that the 12s had or wanted to have, because we're not the first to start getting in your face and talking shit just because we beat you. We're usually going to be like shaking your hand like, you know, great game. Let's on to the next one. Serious,
exactly.
You know, we're more classy in that respect, and we stand behind our team.
And that was a good game. I mean, we have seen it, like, minus maybe that Tampa Bay game. You know, at least, you know, last week and this week, dude. It's like neck for neck. We're going neck for neck, you know, in terms of these plays and stuff. And like, you know, I'm just glad we eked out the win, dude. I'm just glad we eked it out. We got here. We're here. We're standing at 7-5. You know, the Rams, man, Super Bowl hangover continues, dude. 3-9, dude. So it's good to finally go down to Los Angeles and get a win, because it feels like historically we always get our asses handed to us down in Los Angeles, whether it was at the Coliseum or out there in Inglewood now. The Seattle Seahawks have just like two wins this year. Technically, I mean, we went down there and played the Chargers, and we beat the Chargers earlier this year. And now we beat the LA Rams. And you know, moving forward, you know, we got Carolina coming in next week, and yeah, man, I'm pumped as a Seattle Seahawks fan, Rich.
Yep, those Rams always give us a lot of problem, and not to mention, we always talk about that credit card that they had put out there. Remember, we talk about how much draft stock and all that they put out there with some of these guys that they brought in, and their credit card limit is running out as well, because they can't play around with that draft cap too much, or the salary cap, and it's catching up with them. Yeah, I remember we were talking 2 or 3 years ago. They were always putting on these big guys, bringing in these big name guys, paying them big. That's a credit card. You're just using the credit card. Sooner or later, you're gonna have to pay that sucker back, and you're gonna have to sit for a while and not enjoy yourself. I think they're starting to pay that part back, and they're injured. And again, another thing that the Seahawks need to capitalize on is when they're beat up and down, you know, we need to capitalize. That's exactly what we need to do, and that's in the position that we're at. And let's keep looking at where are we at with. We always talk about Denver, right? What the hell?
Oh yeah, man.
We can't forget about Denver.
The Russell Wilson trade marathon continues here.
Oh God!
The Denver Broncos lost barely to the Baltimore Ravens today. 3-9, Rich. They're sitting at 3-9. Did you see how that
one ended? Did you see how that one ended?
I didn't. No.
Oh man, dude. That one at the very end, their kicker, and I think he was on their logo. I think it was probably at least a 60 or something, right around there, at least 55 plus. He kicked it. It was dead on, but it was short. And they lost the game.
No, there it is,
lost it. The Denver lost it right there. And I was like, dude, we were jumping down in the living room more. Our dog ran into the other room. You know, that's a big celebration when that happens. It was almost like the Seahawks had just won something, because we did. Yeah. Our draft pick is moving up.
Dude.
Moving on up.
As we stand today, dude, if the 2023 NFL draft took place tomorrow, dude, we would have the number 3 overall pick in the draft, dude. Like, come on, dude. This is like, we talked about this, like, you know, the preseason, you know, before going into the season. Obviously, we've been doing this podcast now for like, you know, 3-4 months at this point. It feels like, I don't even know, dude. Oh man, so it's all a blur. It's all a blur. But nonetheless, like, we talked about the, you know, best case scenario, the Denver Broncos are, you know, they're not a proven team. Obviously, we talked about that before, and like, obviously they've showed up and just, they're not doing nothing. I mean, you know, I haven't really been watching their games or anything, but I mean, Russell Wilson, I mean, I guess, you know, he's still in there, but, you know, there's all the talk about, oh, has he lost the locker room already? Is this one of the worst trades in NFL history? It's like, we're already there, dude. And like, we're barely we're the first year into this, you know, this situation with those guys. And, you know, maybe next year they'll bounce back. You know, maybe he does get that redemption story or whatnot. But, you know, for where it counts, you know, the seasons where it counts, where we get those draft picks from Denver, I'm glad to see that, you know, they're definitely having one of their worst seasons, you know, in quite some time.
Yeah. And here's one of those ones where I like to use a simple term, a little 4-letter word: hype.
Oh, I thought you were going to use the other F word.
Oh, I could. Yeah, well, I mean, I'll use them as they apply. But
hype. Yes,
hype. Remember, I kept saying it was hype. They had all this hype. It was talk about this. It was speculation. It was theoretical. Hey, it's Russell Wilson. We're bringing Russell Wilson. Let's just give him a big old contract.
Yeah, he's the reason that the Seahawks were the best ever, the last 10 years.
The radio show going against our radio show and saying you guys are stupid, you let him go and all that. We talked about all that. Anybody that's followed our podcast knows we talked about all that. We didn't know though. We're just saying this could happen. It's like you can talk all you want. You can have all the hype you want. You can shove it in the face of the team that let him go all you want until we start getting into the real season, the regular season. And lo and behold, Kevin, it's been turning out our way. The way we've been talking about that it would be the most ideal situation, and it's not out of the blue and not unheard of to think that way. We've thought just, how are they getting so ahead of themselves and doing all this promotions that we're going to just be this winningest team just because we got Russell. He was the diamond in the rough, or not the diamond in the rough, just the quarterback, the missing piece.
Yeah.
It hasn't turned out like that for them. And it's like surreal to me. I keep trying to wake up going, is our picks now really? Because we have the third pick now in the first and second round. And if I remember right, next year, whatever they do, we'll have first and second round, however bad they do next year as well. So, and they're stuck with Wilson. Yeah, they're not. If they let him go, I read some salary cap thing, and if they let him go, they're going to lose hundreds of millions of dollars. So they're going to have to at least keep him next year and the year after. If not, it's going to really look bad. And not to say Wilson can't bounce back or that chemistry can never evolve.
Right.
I'm just saying that they just got way ahead of themselves. And if you're going to be good structured and good orientated on your approach to stuff, I think that they just got way ahead of themselves. And I think that explains it. They just got ahead of themselves on what they were going to do before they actually did it. And it's backfiring.
Every offseason as we go into the the regular season, there's always that one team, again, that goes out, makes that, like you said, that final, they got the final, the final piece to, solve the puzzle and whatnot. Everybody's like, Denver's, they're a playoff, automatically they're a playoff team, even though despite not being in the playoffs since Peyton Manning, or at least, they have not had a run in the playoffs since, Peyton Manning was the quarterback. But yeah, everybody thought, Russell Wilson, he's the reason that the Seahawks were so good the last, 10 years and whatnot. And again, we talked about this before, but, Pete Carroll and John Schneider had a really good draft season this year, dude. Draft picks, this year. Obviously, Tyreek Wolt, picking up that his record-breaking interception today. What was that, 6th? So it's the most for a Seahawks rookie in terms of interceptions all time. Like,
I don't know if it's just rookie or if it's just for a defensive back in a year.
I thought they mentioned it was like something about a rookie.
Maybe it was. I know he already. Yeah. Maybe it was that one he was challenging Sherman for because. But either way, he almost had that second one too, and he just didn't have the right split second approach. That guy, you could throw it his way, and he may be a little off, but he will get there. That blazing speed he has, he can get right back in there and punch the ball out if needed, right? Yeah. And I don't know. I'm so excited about him. And to add to everything you said about John and Pete, I'm so excited about we hit 100%. Like I said, all of those players are still in the organization. Some of them went on the IR or whatever. That happens. They're all still in the building. So we're 100% on those draft picks, last I knew. And we got a lot of draft picks coming up too. So
yeah, we do.
We're, let's build. We got a base that's proving right now. We're going to add that second level to that base. This was not, like I said, this is also something we talked about. It was never really a rebuild. We were trying to retool, but it's almost turning into like a re-solidifier of some. I don't know, because the youth is actually going to take over, but it kind of just happened so fast in front of us. It's the way it's looking.
Yeah, here we are, week 13, man.
Expected. Yeah. And the youth is really keeping us in it, and the youth is solidified. The youth is showing and proving, and that's our future.
Yeah, man, we're gonna have growing pains. Obviously, we've seen the last 2 weeks. The 2 weeks prior and whatnot with the losing streak, and even obviously beginning the season, we went like 1-3 or 2-3 or whatnot. man, dude, it's the bounce back factor is real with the Seattle Seahawks team, dude. Obviously we have 5 weeks to see how it ends, going in. I don't know, maybe week 17 or 18, or how many week 17 I think it is. Hopefully that's not our last podcast of the season. Hopefully we can have a nice playoff run here on Let's Hawk It Out. Enjoy the ride as a let's ride. Let's ride.
Yeah.
But
we can make fun of that all we want.
Yeah,
but
dude.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of Gino, he did. I was telling my wife, I was like, here's his second opportunity for the 2-minute drill. It's all on his shoulders.
And he did it.
He came through this time. He really did. And his perseverance and everything just brought us right through. That poise and confidence that he had. And the announcer had said at one point, they led up to it. They said, well, Seahawks have never scored in the last 2 minutes of this season. I was like, fuck, Gino, you need to, right now, just show them then. If you can do it, you can do it right now against a division rival in Hollywood, or wherever they play, right? And he did. He came through. He did. He had a lot of better choices, etc. I don't know, the poise, the confidence, everything. And man, I'm just so glad that he fucking finally showed us that he can do the last 2 minutes.
I mean, he played really well today, man. I mean, yeah, he had the one interception. He did get sacked a couple times and whatnot, but again, I guess that's expected. Every week, you're going to run into that type of those types of plays. But I mean, they said straight up that this season is his all-time season in terms of passing yards. Like, he just broke his record within this game for career, season stats and whatnot.
And
but, I mean, well, shit, dude. I mean, looking at his score, I mean, he went 28 for 39, 367 yards, 3 touchdowns. He had those 4 sacks, but
that interception was bullshit too. They when Bobby Wagner ripped it out of Tony Jones's hands.
Yeah,
Tony Jones was down. It was that was some bullshit. I think I'm a Seahawks fan, so I always want it to favor me. So I will say that I'm biased, but I thought it was some bullshit. And that gave him an interception. So otherwise, they said his pass rating would have been like 127 or something, but it was 117, which is still good. And again, he had his career highest game. He had a career high season total as well. So look at him go. Look at him go. Go Gino.
Well, you brought up his name there. Obviously, the former Seahawk, Bobby Wagner. This is his first time playing the Seahawks since being let go last year. He had an awesome game, dude. I mean, he had two of those 4 sacks, dude. That was Bobby Wagner. He had the interception, and he had total tackles of 7. He hit him 7 times, dude. So he was out there.
Pumped.
He was pumped, dude.
He was pumped the whole game, and he was hyped. And who wouldn't want to get a little bit of vengeance on your previous team, for whatever reason, especially to pump your guys. You're not going to go, oh, I used to play for these guys. You're going to go fuck them. Fuck them for coming into our house. Don't tell me Bobby Wagner wasn't like that in the locker room.
I believe it.
I don't give a fuck. I don't play for them no more. Fuck them. Just get behind me and let's do this. And they showed it. And when you see him after he got that, he was like, that was my ball. That's my ball. It's my ball. I was like, I don't know, Bobby. I was like, you can be hyped about it. I was like, it's going to be a decision, but good for him. I still love the guy. I love B-Wags.
Me too.
He's one of my jerseys. I'll always love B-Wags.
Yeah.
And look, you can't tell me that he wasn't proud of the way Jordan Brooks was playing as well, because Jordan Brooks is all over the place. And B-Wags got to watch him in person today. That's his protege right there.
Right.
Jordan Brooks. So you can't tell me that Bobby Wagner wasn't on the sideline going, man, that dude's just killing it. Because Jordan Brooks leads the league in tackles, right? Our guy, JB, yes, exactly.
Yeah, dude. I've always been a fan of Bobby Wagner, dude. So, I'm glad we won. I'm glad it was, it was 27-23. We won there. I thought it was really fun with the smack talking that was going on between Jalen Ramsey and DK Metcalf. Saw that. I mean, we saw obviously DK. I know it's been that way for years.
Always, yes.
But today though, I mean, it felt like it was just really, they were really going at it. I mean, obviously DK got that the penalty. for the smack talk there, which I don't even know what the hell he said.
It was something verbal because it wasn't nothing physical. We couldn't see. He had to call him a C word or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, dude, it's just so fun to watch the end of the game and how it ended. Like you said, Geno proving himself in the final 2 minutes and it being DK on, Jalen Ramsey for the touchdown, dude. It's like, that's like, to me, it's just like, what Jalen, what, it's all about DK in this moment.
They'll probably try to get away with as much verbally as they can because you can't see that on film. Right. So they, can you imagine what those guys are saying? Remember last season at home when they played us at Lumen, those guys are grabbing each other's face masks. They're fighting after the play. They were separating them. They always get penalties against each other. I think they both almost got thrown out one of the times. It's that bad. Today it was relatively the same, but it could have been a lot worse.
I don't know. I was really happy that, DK caught because it seemed like, especially when we were starting there pretty rough, like, on the offense, at the beginning of the game, after the touchdown, I should say.
Lost our running game.
Yeah. Well, it was just like you could see there was some tension. You could see Geno was getting a little frustrated. DK, you could see on one of the there was a attempt down the field. Geno didn't go for him. But you could see they showed the replay and DK's like reaction to the ball not getting thrown to him was just like, he was definitely upset over that. But it's good to see, because man, I mean, that builds character in my opinion, having those types of moments and, fighting, doing the best that you can to work your way through those situations. Again, it's I'm very optimistic, like we talk about, just with all the draft picks coming up next season. So it's like, whatever happens this season, whatever happens, man. But yeah, the next couple seasons, man, I think we really do have a chance to, build upon this team and hopefully go on another deep run and make another couple Super Bowls, at least one, dude,
Yeah. Well, we talk about bookends with our new rookies and stuff on the line, but I mean, we've still got those solidified receiver bookends. Those guys you're always going to see one on one side for the most part, one on the other. And they came through, Tyler and DK. When our running game went down, Tyler and DK showed improve like they always do. And I mean, come on, when Tyler needs to, he will juke somebody. You can't go one-on-one with either one of them.
Yeah.
And the one DK, he had that long pass. He had to slow down to get it. I mean, if Geno would have let him a little bit more, it would have just been like catch and go and he'd have been gone. And that's fine. But it was just those timing moments and stuff. But those guys came through today. Our wide receivers were solid. We all know that. They're veterans, both of them, and they helped keep us in this ball game today.
Dude, I mean, just looking at the numbers for both Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf, dude. I mean, Tyler Lockett went for 128 yards and DK Metcalf went for 127 yards, dude. It's both on 9 and 8 receptions apiece. Dude, like, it's like, whoa, dude, like, you don't see many like, wide receiver tandems like that, at least right now, not off the top of my head that I can think of outside of DK and Tyler putting up the numbers like they are, man.
And who's delivering those packages?
Geno all day.
That's right.
That's right, baby.
He's killing it.
Let's ride. Let's ride.
Don't get confused. That's right. Let's ride. My barber did that. I don't know if he listens to this podcast or not, but I said, that's right. And he goes, did you just say let's ride? Oh, because he knows I was making fun of Denver.
Yeah.
And I was like, nope. I said, that's right.
That's right.
But I don't mind them getting confused because it is fun to make fun of let's ride.
Hell yeah, dude.
And they do sound alike.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. It's a good thing. Good thing to point that out, Rich.
Yeah, we gotta be. I'd rather make fun of "Let's Ride," and anyway.
I know. Yeah, all right, man. I guess that's where we gotta end it here on the podcast, man. Any final words before we get out of here?
Well, we can still use this one, and it won't be mistaken. All right.
There it is. There it is. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Kevin Porter for Rich Harris. We'll see you guys next week.
I gotta ask a question. Can you win a game in the first quarter? No. Can you win the game in the second quarter? No. Can you win the game in the third quarter? No. Can